What if you could make $10,000 in a single week and only need to make a handful of trades to accomplish that? That's what swing trading done correctly actually looks like. Let me show you the exact strategy that I'd use to get there. So let's come over to my chart and look at Moderna. So Moderna is a biotech company. It's gone through a lot of ebbs and flows over the past several years, and that's a good thing for swing trading. We need that up and down volatility. And as you can see, you have this big monster fall that's just starting on Moderna. This thing could come down here to this blue line, which is the 100-day moving average, or it could come down here to this white line, 200-day moving average, or lower. We're going to be able to capitalize on that. So before we start discussing the Moderna swing trade, let's define swing trading. What exactly is it? Well, there's different kinds of trades. You can have more of a long-term trade where you're getting into a stock and holding it for several weeks to months to possibly over a year. A day trade, which you're getting in a single day and exiting within that same day. Or a swing trade, which are the types of trades that I like to do. And I like to say you're in this between 1 and 5 days. Now, are there times that you're going to be in it for 6, 7, 8, 10 days? Of course there are. But as a general rule, and if I just look back at my history of trading, probably 1 to 5 days you're going to be in these trades. That's why we call it a swing. You're swinging it on the way down, and then you're grabbing it at a certain level and swinging it back up. So you're in and out of these relatively quickly. So if we look at the chart here, it might look scary. It might look confusing in the beginning, but let's just define some simple parameters or some simple indicators that we're using. Number one, the trend. This is the trend. This defines all this down here. This defines every single thing that I do. I am not going to make money if I don't know what is happening down here. This is telling me, is the money flow coming into the stock or is it going out of the stock, meaning that the stock price is falling down? Trend is everything. If you can trust the trend, and you're going to hear me say that multiple times in this video, you will be a good trader. Next thing that I look for is the volume. How many shares are being bought and sold in the respective stock, ETF, currency, whatever you want to look at. In this case, we're looking at a stock. What does the volume look like? Where are the buyers? Where are the sellers? The next thing I look for are the candles. Each one of these are one day. So this is today, this is yesterday, the day before, so on and so forth. Each candle tells a story of what is happening in that day. And these candles move in relation to what the volume is doing and what the trend is doing. So when you put these three indicators, candles are really not really an indicator, but when you put those three together, you're going to be able to decide whether you should enter, exit, stay in a trade. Now, we have these 4 lines on the screen. You may have listened to the pundits on television talk about moving averages, daily moving averages. What exactly are they? In this case, we have 4 major moving averages. We have the 25-day moving average, which is purple, the 50-day is yellow, the 100-day is blue, and the 200-day is white. These are the average price of the stocks over their respective days. So for the 25 days, we're looking at the average price of the stock over the last 25 trading days, the last 50 trading days, the last 100 trading days, the last 200 trading days. Now, are these the end-all be-all? No, but they play a strong role in resistance and support. Just to brief you on this, if we look at Moderna going back here, stock price started to fall, it hit the 25-day moving average, it bounced up. It started to fall again, it kind of ran near that 25-day moving average, bounced up. Right in here, it fell below the 25, but it couldn't even get to the 50 and it rebounded right back up. So you can see here that the 50 and the 25-day moving average are playing roles of support against this stock. So in this case, I'm actually looking and saying, well, is this stock price going to get sucked back here to the 25 and 50-day moving average, or is it going to come down to the 100-day moving average? And if the stock price comes down here, it's going to stop here. It's not going to go well below the 100-day moving average immediately. It could, it likely will, but it's not going to happen immediately. It's not going to happen that day. You're going to need a lot of volume, selling volume, which is going to push you lower. So when you start putting all these things together, you can kind of have a little foreshadowing of what's going to happen with that stock price. So I have been doing this for going on 22 years now. I've made a lot of money doing this. I've made millions of dollars doing this. And I like to teach this because it's very simple when it comes down to it. Literally anybody can do this. If you can stick to a process and you can follow something very simple over a long period of time and repeat that thing, that thing that works over a long period of time, you're going to do very well. I'm not here saying you're going to come in and you're going to make 4,000% the first year. No, you're probably going to make I don't know, 15 to 20%. And that's pretty good because I don't look at it as, oh, I made 15 or 20% that year. I look at it as I made 15 or 20% that year, 20% the next year, 20% the next year. And in 20 years, I look back and go, wow, that 20% added up. That's how you do things. This isn't about getting rich quick. This is about getting rich over a long period of time. If that's the goal that you have. Some people might come in here and say, hey, I just want to have a hobby. I want to trade in the stock market. I just want to have extra passive income, relatively passive income. This is a great place to be. I have done this myself for over 22 years. I had a mentor, I started, and now I teach it to people out there. That's why you should listen to me. I have done this. I've put it to practice. You've had a lot of people, you're going to have a lot of people out there on YouTube that say that they do it. They don't do it. Or they have done it, but maybe only over the last 2, 3, 4 years. This process works when it's over a long period of time. It's been tested in crazy bull markets. It's been tested in crazy bear markets. You need to be a two-way trader. You can make money on the way up and make money on the way down. And in today's example, I'm going to show you how to make money on the way down because we make money faster on the way down than going up. Think about it. Stocks fall faster than they go up. That's just how the world works. That's where you can capitalize. Now, with all that being said, trading is hard. I'm saying it is simple. It is very simple. It gets to the point, we have people in our community right now, they're like, Mo, this is just so simple. I'm like, yeah, but look back. You've been doing this for 5 years. Of course, it's becoming simple now. It is a very simple strategy that over a long period of time does work, but you are going to lose. Everybody loses. If somebody tells you that they trade stocks and they don't lose, they are lying to you. Run the other way, or they're scamming you. You are going to lose. This is a game of probabilities. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. The idea, however, is really capitalize on those winners. And on the downside, know when to cut your losses. Have those breaks in place, those emergency breaks in place, and exit them and get out and say, okay, why did I lose here? Sometimes you're just going to lose because the probabilities are going to go against you. It's as simple as that. You didn't do anything wrong. It just is not going to work every single time it's tried. We're playing a game of probabilities here. So let's talk specifically about Moderna. Let's clear out this screen and look at it. So if I'm looking at Moderna stock, and I'm going to go back a couple of days because this is a great example. Right now, we're in a very, very crazy market. It's April 28th of 2026. We've had a lot going on. We've had Fed chair. This is possibly his last meeting this week. You have a president that's tweeting out every 2 seconds about Iran is stopping the war. Iran is opening the Strait of Hormuz. We own the Strait of Hormuz. It's chaos. There's bombs going off all over the world. Oil refineries being destroyed. Airline tickets are going crazy. Why? Because of gas prices. I just saw $9 a gallon gas when I was in California. It is chaos. So it's hard to find a swing trade out there. This is a good swing trade, and that's why I'm going to go back a couple of days, and that's why I'm going to show you, and then I'm going to show you on top of that why I'm still in this thing. So if we look at Moderna here, we've had, first of all, where do we go first? Trend. We come down here and look, and we say, okay, we want to give ourselves the highest probability to make money, right? Well, that's what this area is right in here. This is called the sweet spot. The area between 80% on the top and 32% on the bottom. And you may be saying, well, what do those numbers mean? Why did you say 82 on the top, 32 on the bottom? I have found over the last 20 some years that you are going to have an area where you have the highest chance to make money. I've found it to be in this area. Going up or coming down, this is the area where I have the highest probability to make my money. So I'm looking at things that are crossing into the sweet spot. When I'm going down, I like my red line to be below yellow. And when I'm going up, I like my yellow line to be above. And when I'm going up, I like my red line to be above yellow, just like this. So in this case, remember, we're talking about shorting. We're talking about going down. Let me put my whiskers up here for reference so you can see where we were right here. Okay, right in here. That's where we're looking. Red line drop below yellow. We're in the sweet spot. Great. Now, where do we look next? Now we look up here to the volume and say, okay, what's happening with the volume? We have red and green bars. Red means that there's more sellers that day than buyers. Green means that there's more buyers than sellers. I like to see when we have a change and we have red, meaning that there's more sellers, because what do we want? When people sell stocks, stock price comes down. That's what we're looking for. So we have two checks here. We have a check on trend. We have a check on volume. Now we come up here and we say, all right, what's going on. And you can see, and the reason I mentioned these earlier in the video was these moving averages. And I said they play a role of support and resistance. So when I see a stock where the price was kind of going right on top of the 25 and the 50-day moving average, I'm going to step back and I'm going to say, I'm going to wait to see here. Can I get into it short and make a couple of dollars or a couple of cents? Yeah, or I should say a couple of percentage points. Yes, I could. But I really want confirmation, meaning I want my stock price to be detached away from these moving averages. Why? Because typically when you're attached to a moving average like this, look, you had a nice day here. What happened? You rebounded back up. You thought you were coming down again. You rebounded back up. Even in here, you thought you were coming down. You rebounded back up, down, up. You kind of play a role. This is like a steel I-beam. Think about it. If you're trying to fall through a building, I don't know why you would want to fall through a building, but if you're trying to come down through a building, you're going to land here and you're not going to go very far if this is a steel I-beam, right? That's exactly what these things do. So once we crossed away and the stock price is no longer attached to those moving averages, that's when I'm coming in here and saying, okay, I'm going to short this today. Or in this case, it was Monday. I'm going to short this right here. I'm going to short this on what's called an engulfing candlestick. So you can see there's a lot of different candlesticks in here. Some candles that look like this, some candles that look like this, some candles that kind of look like that, some candles that look like that. Thick ones, thick, full-bodied candles. That's the candle that I like to buy, going in either direction. If I see a candle like this one right here going up, great. This is an ideal one right here. And when I see them coming down, great. Actually, there were 4 good ones right here. Now, this is important. I'm talking about engulfing candlesticks, and I like to see full-bodied candles. But notice, I didn't enter here, and I didn't enter here, because the other things didn't line up. The trend didn't perfectly align. The volume didn't perfectly align. The moving averages didn't perfectly align. So you can see here, it's not just about one singular thing. You need to be able to put all of these things together. And that is where my strategy differs from other people. We're not just chasing price here or just one indicator that's going to tell us everything. No, we're going to use a couple of different clues. In this case, we're going to use 3 different clues saying, okay, where is this stock price going to go? If you can trust your trend and believe that the trend is your friend, if you can understand volume and where the money's flowing, and you can pick out candlesticks, you are going to do extremely well. And then you supplement it with saying, okay, there's a resistance point there. I can't buy into it. I can't sell into it because it's going to stop and it's going to rebound the other way. Or I don't know what's going to happen. So in this case, I looked and said, okay, I'm going to enter on this candle. Another point about that. I don't look at not being in the stock here, not being in the stock here as missing it. Oh, I missed it. I wish I could have got that. I could have got more money. No, because this is about doing something for a long period of time. If I make this trade 100 times, if I let my trend line up, if I let my volume line up, if I buy the right candles or sell short the right candles over and over and over and over for 10, 15, 20 years, I'm going to do very well. If I start deviating and saying, oh, I missed it. I could have made an extra $1. I could have made an extra 2% here. You're not going to do well. You can't chase that stuff. You need to stay systematic about it and follow these rules. So now we're in the stock. We're in this thing. Today, we're getting another engulfing candlestick. Trend is still looking really good. But you might be saying, well, you're getting to the bottom here. You drop below the sweet spot, and that's fine. We're getting into what's called the oversold area, meaning that this thing is likely going to probably start rolling back up into the sweet spot. Notice here, you came down, and then what happened? You started rolling back up here into the sweet spot. That's why we call it a swing trade. We just need to know when to exit. But we still have relatively good selling volume coming in. So what am I going to be doing here? Well, for me, I'm going to be looking at this and saying, I need one more day. I'm not going to do anything today. I'm going to stay in this thing. I need one more day. Maybe I get something like this tomorrow. And this is going to take me down to this 100-day moving average. Why is that 100-day moving average important? It's important because it's playing a role of resistance again, support. It's stopping the stock from going below it. What does it take to break through these steel I-beams? If you're in a building and you're in construction, what does it take to cut through a steel I-beam? A lot of energy, whether that's heat or a saw or whatever. You need a lot of energy to break through that steel I-beam. That's exactly the same thing here. You need a lot of selling volume to push this thing down. Likely that's not going to happen. So this is where I'm likely going to exit. Now, I'm not just exiting based on saying, oh, it's hitting the 200-day moving average. No, I'm exiting saying, well, we're all the way down here on the stochastic. There's really nowhere else for it to go. So it's likely going to start turning up on me, right? And if it starts turning up on me, I'm just going to exit because it's turning into a long at that point. I have a context clue here saying, okay, the volume is getting a touch weaker. Notice here, the volume was here. The day after it was a little bit more, and then this day it was a lot more. But you can see the trajectory is upwards, right? Now, today we're not really getting that. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But couple those two things with running into the 100-day moving average, it's very simple to say, okay, we're probably going to have to exit here, see what happens moving forward. But that's really the ideal swing trade right there. You look for trend, you look for volume, you look for candles, you look for context clues of when you're going to make your exit strategy, you make some money, you move on. And if you look at a trade like this, and let's say we entered this thing at 48.97, right around here, because this was kind of near the bottom of this candle from Monday. And I'm just going to use a number. Let's say you exit at 40, the 100-day moving average is 44.28. Let's say you exit at 48.50. That's about a 10% trade in a matter of 4 days. I'm going to assume that tomorrow, let's say assume tomorrow looks like this. That's 1, 2, 3 trades. You just made 10%. Now, if you're a person starting with $5,000, obviously that's not going to give you $10,000 per week if you make a 10% trade on that. But that's a really good trade. Don't look at this when you begin as money returns. Look at it as percent returns, because you might have $5,000 now, but at some point you're going to have $50,000. At some point you're going to have $500,000. That's why when people say, hey, what age should I start doing this at? Or how much money do I need to start doing this? I say, you don't need to have any money to start doing this. Just start. Because at some point you're going to have more money. Wouldn't you rather have this skill and this strategy when you have 50,000 in an account eventually and 500,000 in an account than getting there to that point and saying, okay, well, now what do I do? Well, at that point you would have had probably 7 to 10 years of saving, of learning, of understanding markets, of understanding how charts work, of understanding this specific strategy, and then you hit the ground running. That's the beauty of this thing. It's repetition. If you can repeat the process over and over, you will do very well, but you got to start. And if you build this over time, trust me, you can make that $10,000 a week. It is not hard. It is not hard. It just takes time and it takes dedication. So with that, I invite you to join our community. You heard me mention it once or twice in this video. Join our community. This is what we do. We trade live 4 times a week. We go live, we trade stocks, we actively look at stocks, we answer questions not only on the stocks that you're looking for, but things that are on my specific watch list. Here's a community watch list. Here's a random watch list that I've made. These are the types of questions that people are looking for, and that's where the discussions start. Trading can be an incredibly lonely road. Trust me, I was there. I was by myself. I didn't have any return. There was no YouTube at the time. Well, maybe there was YouTube, but it wasn't in the capacity that it's in today. I didn't know where to go. It would have been super helpful if I had not only a mentor to base it off of on YouTube, but also a community of people that are doing this from a hobby to a full-time job. We have multiple people that have quit their jobs and they are doing this for a living now. So that link is in the description below, and I encourage you to click it. Come in, try the community for a month or 2. What do you have to lose? So when we go back and we look, we say we need to focus on our trend. That is the most important thing. Our volume, where is the money flow? We learn our candlesticks. We look for those thick, full-bodied candles. We understand support and resistance, and we're going to make a lot of money. Now, I made a full course when it comes to swing trading. This is just one example. Click this video right here. You need to go and watch it. It covers everything that you need to know about swing trading, and I'll see you in the community.